And once again, a very pleasant good evening, volleyball fans. Western Washington University welcomes you to WECU Court at Carver Gym for the quarterfinals of the NCAA Division II Volleyball West Regional. Our final match of the day features the visiting team, the number 7 seed Central Washington Wildcats, and the home team, the number 2 seeded Western Washington Vikings. And now let's meet tonight's teams. First, the reserve players for the Central Washington Wildcats. Number 3, Scotty Ellsworth. Number 4, Abby Snethen. Number 6, Morgan Maxwell. Number 7, Rachel Lambrecht. Number 8, Mackenzie Borick. Number 9, Brooke Garman. Number 14, Shaughnessy Fisk. Number 15, Michaela Ullencott. And number 18, Mariana Payne. And now let's meet the starters for the Wildcats. Starting at outside hitter, a 5'9" junior from Ellensburg, Washington, number 1, Tia Ndaya. Starting at setter, a 5'4" junior from Yakima, Washington, number 2, Sydney Remsburg. Starting at outside hitter, a 6' sophomore from Yakima, Washington, number 11, Alyssa Smith. The starting libero is a 5'5" sophomore from 9 Mile Falls, Washington, number 13, Hannah Stiers. Starting at middle blocker, a 6' sophomore from Woodinville, Washington, number 16, Emma Daoud Hebert. Starting outside hitter, a 5'8" junior from Hayden, Idaho, number 19, Ashley Kaufman. And starting outside hitter, a 5'11" sophomore from Pasco, Washington, number 20, Kylie Thorne. The assistant coach for the Wildcats is Lauren Herseth, the graduate assistant, Leanna Shemansky, and the head coach in his 27th year, Mario Andaya. And now let's meet the reserve players for the Western Washington Vikings. Number 4, Anna Vanderyacht. Number 5, Kylie Hunrud. Number 7, Asia Stewart. Number 8, Tupu Lalogo. Number 10, Devin Ostrich. Number 13, Olivia Fairchild. Number 14, Abby May. Number 15, Carly Try. Number 16, Janelle Grant. And number 19, Adele Holland. And now let's meet the starters for the Vikings. The starting libero is a 5'6" senior from University Place, Washington, number 1, Casey Woodruff. Starting at middle, a 6' senior from Auburn, Washington, number 3, Anna Marisic. Starting at setter, a 5'7" senior from Berrien, Washington, number 6, Malia Aliaga. Starting at pin hitter, a 5'11" sophomore from Bothell, Washington, number 11, Gabby Kepley. Starting at middle, a 6' senior from Duval, Washington, number 12, Chloe Ritzesender. Starting at pin, a 6'1" senior from Auburn, Washington, number 18, Callie Heilborn. And starting at pin hitter, a 5'10" senior from Lake Stevens, Washington, number 22, Gabby Gunterman. Assistant coach for the Vikings is James Soot. Volunteer assistants, Michaela Hall, Chris Leverance, and Brant Saden. The head coach in her 23rd year, Diane Flick Williams. A positive game environment is essential to the NCAA championships experience. Reading tonight's game environment statement at half court for Western Washington is Gabby Gunterman, and for Central Washington is Sydney Remsburg.
Welcome to tonight's match between the Western Washington Vikings and the Central Washington Wildcats. We see this volleyball court as an extension of our classroom environment where we learn dignity and respect for others.
Tonight we ask you for your enthusiastic support of your team. We also ask that you support the student athletes from both institutions by honoring our request to treat all fans, officials, coaches, and student athletes with respect. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, the NCAA promotes good sportsmanship by student athletes, coaches, and spectators. We request your cooperation by supporting the participants and officials in a positive manner. Profanity, racial or sexist comments, or other intimidating actions directed to student athletes, coaches, officials, or other team personnel will not be tolerated and are grounds for removal from the facility. We appreciate your cooperation in creating a safe and positive game environment. Respect, it's the name of the game.
And welcome everyone to the 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament here in Bellingham, Washington. Match number 4 between Central Washington University and Western Washington University. I'm Sean Church alongside Zen Hill. Last match of the day, and it is starting late. I called it, 9:30. Props to me. But we're getting underway here, and that's because first 3 matches, all incredibly competitive. Cal Poly Pomona taking the first match of the day at noon in 5 sets over Cal State San Bernardino. Then the next one was at 2:30, or was supposed to be at 2:30, started late. It was also a 5-set finish. Chaminade upsetting Alaska Anchorage in 5 sets. And right before this match, we saw Cal State LA beat Sonoma State in 4 sets. And now a 9:30 start here. We have the Vikings taking on the Wildcats. Zed, it is pretty electric in here, and I don't know. Loud.
I mean, what else would you expect from the rivalry match? Fans showing out to support their Vikings here. Of course, the number 2 seed getting to host, and they're taking advantage of it here, getting these fans pumped up here and electrifying their team already. And it's only been 1 serve.
That's what you like to see here. An ace. Tupulalogo gets it up 2-0. Vikings up. As you can see here on this replay, a little bit of an indecisive move, but the Vikings up 2-0 early.
Service specialist all season and all career for Tupulalogo, always solid from there.
And what we've seen is not necessarily someone all season long who's gotten a ton of playing time, as that one looked like that was deflected, and they're going to give point to Central Washington. As we can see on this replay, that one goes long. Of course it went long, but was it deflected? Nonetheless, point Central Washington. But going back to Tupulalogo, someone who really stepped in when needed, Malia Aliaga, the all-conference setter, having to set out a few vital games. The logo stepping in and being the setter. Wildcats jump on with 2 straight points, and we are tied here at 2.
Yeah, this is what we expect from these 2 teams. Their last meeting was a 5-set game where the Vikings came out on top despite a hard-fought match from Central.
That one was in Ellensburg. Central Washington 16-10, but having a great year in the GNAC once again, playing some top-tier opponents all season long, earning the 7th seed. Vikings at the number 2 seed, and Vikings with 2 straight points. They are up 4-2 with that block.
And Central, despite having that 16-10 record with an 11-7 in the GNAC, they really secured that spot to the postseason thanks to that stretch in October they had where they won 6 of their 8 matches. proving that they were worthy for this postseason West Regional Tournament.
Tapped over, and that is Ndaya, Tia Ndaya, the junior, transferred from Gonzaga a couple years ago. She gets the kill there, and she's going to serve. She does it all for the Wildcats.
Right there, it was a bit confusing right there for the Vikings, trying to figure out who was going to get that one. Woodruff hesitated to get it and unable to get there in time after fully committing.
That one is sent. You hear the crowd going WWU. Marisic in, Ritzesender out. Woodruff is going to serve.
So the last time these teams met here in Wiku Court wasn't as close. The Vikings won in 4 sets after losing the first set to Central Washington, but bounced back to win 3 straight. Dominated as they have all season long here at home court, Wiku Court.
Dug out by Gunterman. And set over with the dump is Aliaga. And it is 6-3. Coach Mario Ndaya, father of Tia Ndaya, asking for a double hit on Malia Aliaga to no avail. Woodruff is going to serve again.
Sure, they're happy to have her back, especially at home. Missed the last 2 home matches with the injury.
And that's a great dig again on the attack by Payne, who's in the match. Another good block. Marisic in Heilborn, tapped over by Payne, dug out by Woodruff. Aliaga over to Marisic, and she gets it in there. 7-3, Vikings lead.
Anna Marisic has been that late addition to this Vikings squad, a senior, but didn't see much playing time in the start of the season. Came into a starting role, taking over for Olivia Fairchild. She has been so successful.
Woodruff with a good serve. Send it through, dug out again by Gunterman. Aliaga over to Heilborn, and that one dug out by the Wildcats. Saved by Ndaya, tapped over. Gunterman over to Heilborn, goes for the corner. Again, a good dig, good defense by the Wildcats, but the Vikings again on the attack. 3rd time's a charm, but it's not, because it's blocked at the net.
And right there, Gunterman dug one out that looked like it was going to go long. Lologo was calling for it to leave. But she kept it in, and the Vikings lose the point on that one.
On the attack here, Gunterman for the give and go, goes beyond the net. Vikings up by 3. Set in the middle, another dig. Gunterman so far playing some fantastic defense. Heilborn changing it up. Tapped over again, Heilborn with the dig. Aliaga tapped over. Good save by Heilborn on the miscommunication. Payne on the attack, and that is dug out by Lologo. Again, as that one goes out, check that, in. And right when Lologo let it go, she put her hand on her mouth. I think she thought it was going to go out, but it did go in. So point Wildcats. Heilborn, and that one dug out by Ndaya. And that one blocked and sent back. Marisic raises her hand. Aliaga was also at the net, kept leading the match for Lologo, and Aliaga's going to serve, but the Vikings are up 3.
And that's where Marisic is making her impact on this team. She's not the biggest offensive piece for the Vikings offense, as they usually run that through Heilborn and Kepley, Ritzesender, but Marisic is a force playing that middle blocker role for the Vikings.
On the attack, blocked again, Marisic and Heilborn at the net. Vikings with some great defense early, whether it's digs or blocks, up by 4.
Vikings showing out so far. 4 total blocks, 9 total digs. 6 total blocks.
Payne taps it over. Marisic actually checked that was Heilborn. Gunterman goes for it, and that is a good dig by Ndaya. Payne just has to bump it over, but Heilborn right there. Aliaga over the Kepley to lefty, and she gets it in. Vikings up 10-5 early.
The Vikings are coming out swinging some really hard attacks. Gunterman taking off from the back line. Kepley coming on from that outside roll.
And we're going to go to a timeout. So far, this crowd has been fantastic. Vikings up 5.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
a return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us
And for college
sports.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back. 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament here at Western Washington University. The host, number 2 ranked, now the top seed. Alaska Anchorage getting knocked out earlier today by Chaminade in 5 sets. Due to a scheduling conflict, Western is hosting. Taking on Central, the 7th seed. Aliaga serving it. Sent through. Daoud Hebert with the kill as she comes out. Alyssa Smith back in, and serving it is Hannah Stiers.
And right there on the kill was Emma Daoud Hebert. She made the GNAC first team this season, one of the 3 selections for Central, making that first team. Vikings also had 3.
Aliaga over the Heilborn, and that is a great dig by Stiers. Bumped over. And Marisic sends it through. Vikings up 11-6 here. Heilborn's going to serve.
And Anna Marisic, 2 kills, 2 block assists, 3 points, leads the Vikings to start this first set. Who would have thought that it comes from her?
At the beginning of the season,
no one would have expected it.
As Payne gets the kill, so point Wildcats down 4. But Marisic, a senior, first 3 and almost 3.5 years, not getting a ton of playing time, actually not getting very much playing time at all, but really coming in handy. Sydney Remsburg, the junior, comes in to serve. Kepley on the attack, and that one is dug out. So point Central Washington.
Gabby Kepley just unable to get the clean block with Marisic right there, sending it out of bounds. It's a good little tip over right there from Ashley Kaufman, who posted a team high 16 kills the first time these 2 teams met, as well as getting a team high again, 18 kills in the second time they met out in Ellensburg.
Tapped over by Gunterman, she gets it. Good hustle by Stiers. Point Vikings. Ritzesender in the game now to replace Woodruff. Marisic out, Abby May back in.
Gabby Gunterman right there. Of course, last season's GNAC Player of the Year. Just recently dethroned by Alaska Anchorage's Eve Stevens, but she finds herself getting the kill right there. Hasn't had as an electric season as last, but just still as effective and just as dangerous for this Vikings offense.
Dug out. Aliaga over to Gunterman, deflected and out. Point Vikings. And Abby May is going to serve again, 13-8. Vikings, 8 seniors on the squad. Central Washington does not have a single senior. Forced to be reckoned with for years to come, but this season, the Vikings trying to take advantage of the experience that they have as Abby May sends it long.
Yeah, the Vikings had won the last 4 GNAC titles. A lot of the members that you see on the court right now were members of those GNAC title teams, but they didn't win it this year. Looking to advance, though, in the postseason tournament.
Although they did not win the GNAC they're willing to not worry about that if they go long in the tournament, maybe bring a championship home. But Central Washington also has those same aspirations, even for a very young team. Only 3 juniors. The rest are underclassmen, already making it to the regionals. As Stiers sets it over, hits the net, but somehow bounces it over. So a lucky bounce for the Wildcats. And they're on a 3-0 run.
And Ritza Center kind of just got turned around right there, thinking that it was going to be sent over cleaner than it was. So she was unable to keep that one alive.
Woodruff right there, Aliaga. Over to Kepley, tries to go for corner, it's long. So some attack errors for the Vikings on a 4-0 run, but Diane Flick-Williams is going to call timeout, talk things over. We're going to go to a break. Vikings lead the first set 13-12. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30, touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
And welcome back. West Regional Tournament here at WWU. Vikings taking on the Wildcats. 13-12 here in this first set. Long day here at Weeku Court. It's a good day, very good day. Some very good volleyball being played. 2 5-set matches and a 4-set match, which is why we're only in the first set here and it's 9:45. But the crowd yelling as if they're not tired at all. Kepley goes for it, and that one dug out. Kaufman right there. Tapped over. Woodruff over the Heilborn, goes for the corner, it's out. Line violation for the Vikings, but that one also went out. So 5-0 run for the Wildcats. Kaufman is going to serve. Woodruff. Aliaga over the Ritzesender.
Oh.
Ritzesender sends it through. Vikings now up 14-13.
Chloe Ritzesender, one of the 3 GNAC first team members that's on this Viking squad, and it was Aliaga dishing it up too. Also a member of that first team, Chloe Ritzesender, of course, earning that honor after a fantastic defensive season, as well as always providing good offense with 3.33 kills per set as well in the last 2 matches.
The logo into serve. Tapped over by Ndaya, and she gets it right in the middle of the court. We're tied here at 14.
Tia Ndaya, that kind of do-it-all player, finds herself in that setter role, but also getting fed them attacks as an outside hitter as well. She's the GNAC career triple-double record holder.
Shaughnessy Fisk with the serve, and she gets the ace.
Central now leading this game after being down big. Really crawled back, and the Vikings have to dial it back into what they had going to start this first set, where they looked really dominant.
Central on a 7-1 run. Ritzesender taps it over, but Central providing some fantastic defense, gets it right through. That's another point. So 16-14, Wildcats lead. They're trying to upset the Vikings here in a non-official home match.
And if the Vikings do go on to potentially lose, it'd be a rare sight. Of course, we didn't really see them lose here at Weeku Court. Only once to Alaska Anchorage all season that they lost here in the GNAC play that was.
Central with all the momentum now as Fisk is going to serve again. Wildcats up 17-14. Vikings knew this was going to be a tough match, but at the beginning of it, they were firing on all cylinders, but since then, Central Washington on a 10-1 run, and they're up 4, and they're in the driver's seat. Crazy how momentum can turn. Fisk again, serving it well. That's where it all starts out. Gunterman sends it through. As that one goes long,
Diane Flick-Williams checking with her bench if they thought there might have been a deflection on that. She decides to challenge it. The Vikings are in need of some sort of answer to Central Washington, who has just caught fire as of late.
and just like mentioned earlier today, this is like another timeout to try to get things going. But Gunterman on the attack asked for a deflection. They're going to do the challenge here. Wasn't able to see either way. It's got to be indisputable evidence in order to overturn it.
Vikings on some of their attacks have just been long. It's been where their most attack errors are coming from. They have 6 in this first set already. They're not hitting very well with a .74. So Central Washington playing a better match so far after it looked like they were going to get really dominated. As the crowd sings, "Take Me Home, Country Roads."
John Denver. That is my dad's favorite artist. I would say shout out to my dad, but guaranteed he's asleep. Hibernates like a bear. Wildcats call stands 19-14. If it gets overturned, 18-15. Still with the lead, but this is a big-time challenge here.
Vikings got to figure out an answer right here as they talk amongst each other, try to strategize something to bring this momentum back into their side.
Now, this song has been out for a while, but it's kind of gained traction as of late. I don't know why. It's always been a fantastic song.
It's just resurged in the last year or so, and now it's like every sporting event's favorite song to sing along to.
And what's funny is you can tell that nobody knows the words except for the chorus.
Because it goes so quiet when it's the chorus. That's hilarious.
Everyone's just looking at each other like,
waiting for it to come back around.
What's that guy singing?
John who?
Let's see the call on the court here.
Oh.
And it is overturned. Huge overturn call here. Gabby Gunterman is going to get credited with the kill.
She's back to serve too, the team's ace leader. Desperate need of a good one coming.
Alyssa Smith back in the match now. Stiers and Ndaya, Kaufman. Kylie Thorne also at the net. Remsburg. And Daoud Heber for Central. Central almost bounces back. Great defense by the Vikings. Remsburg. And hopefully Gunterman is okay. It looked like she may have hit her head. She seems to be fine. Maybe had a little bit of whiplash. But nonetheless, Central Washington bounces back. Daoud Heber with the kill. And that one is blocked, but out of bounds.
That's the first time we've seen Callie Halborn come alive. She's been the most consistent offensive piece for this Vikings offense, and they need to run their offense through her because she's found consistent success. One of the best players in the GNAC, a unanimous first-team selection.
And Woodruff with the serve. Cross court over to Payne. Heilborn right there. Aliaga dumps it over. Stiers reads it like a book. And Payne on the attack, and that is dug out by Woodruff. So good at that, but they're going to get Tupulalogo with the double hit.
An unlucky break right there for the Vikings. Had a rally right there that they looked really good in.
Marisic on the run, and that one goes long.
Another long hit from the Vikings.
21-16 Central leads, and we're going to go to a timeout. Central Washington 4 points away from taking this first set in the quarterfinal match at the regional tournament. We'll be right back.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
And welcome back. Timeout on the floor. Central Washington still retains not only the lead, but the momentum. Up 5 here in the first set, trying to take the first set of the year against the Vikings. Vikings, actually at home rather, it was a 5-set victory by the Vikings in Ellensburg. But a sweep here at home earlier in the season.
Central on a 9-3 run.
Dumped over, but Stiers again digs it out. Heilborn goes for it, and she's going to get it. Stiers is all over the court. Kylie Thorne was also right there.
Heilborn gets her 3rd kill of the match.
Aliaga's going to serve for the Vikings. Good serve by the senior. A lot of seniors on the squad. Kaufman tries to save it. Stiers again digs it. Payne goes for it at the net to 2 teammates, dating back to Auburn Riverside at the net to the block. The play stands and goes on. And Heilborn somehow gets it through. Didn't put a lot on it. But Aliaga's going to serve again as we're going to see this replay. Looked like that was timed pretty good by Daoud, Hebert, and Payne. Tapped over. Good reaction by Kepley. Gunterman again by Heilborn, but this time sent back. Great reaction though by the Vikings, but again, and a good reaction by Marisic. Kepley tries to go for it. Payne right there. On the attack, Kaufman goes long. Asks for the deflection, she's not going to get it. Vikings now within 2.
Vikings have crawled their way back into this one. A chance at a first set victory, and gaining that momentum to start the game is huge for both sides, especially if it was a comeback from the Vikings.
Payne goes for it, it's out. They're going to say it's in. Actually, no, they're going to say it's out.
Back and forth calls.
I think it was clear for the officials, but not clear for me what the call was.
Yeah.
It looks like that was out. Aliaga serving it well. Handled pretty good this time, though. Daoud Hebert gets the kill. Central now up 22-20. Vikings clawing their way back, trying to steal this first set. Stiers is going to serve for the Wildcats. She's the sophomore, the libero. Right-handed serve. Served it pretty well already. This one handled well, though, by the Vikings. Wildcats, though. Heilborn on the attack. Again, dug out by Stiers. And that is good hustle by Woodruff. But the Wildcats now up 23-20.
So in the first matchup of these two between the Wildcats and the Vikings, Central took the first game 25-21. Similar story being told so far, it seems. It's not over there, though.
23-20. Cross court to Heilborn. Wildcats, the second half, as that one goes wide. The Wildcats in the second half of the set, of this first set, playing some great defense. Steyer's digging it. You also got Payne and Daoud Heber at the net, really reading a lot of the attacks that the Vikings are trying to put forth. Vikings still down 2. Heilborn's going to serve. Kaufman on the attack, and Kepley tries to send it back, but sends it into the net, hits the antenna. Not a horrible approach by Kepley, but just not executed. And we're at set point now. Central Washington trying to take this first set.
And what was odd there is they still had another touch to use, so I'm surprised she didn't set it up for a cleaner hit.
That one's in. Gunterman. And Abby May is going to come in. Also, Ritzesender, Merisic out, Woodruff out. Abby May serving it for the Vikings. Central still on set point. And Abby May is going to serve. Remsburg over to Kaufman, and that's how, actually check that. I thought that's how the set was going to end. And that was blocked and sent back. Kepley and Ritzesender. And shame on me for thinking that rally was over. I don't know how that happened.
Straight off Aliaga and then just luckily bounced off Kepley in the right direction over the net.
Central still at set point. Abby May with a good serve. Steyer saves it though. But the Vikings are now on the attack, trying to tie it up, and they do! We are tied here at 24. And this is only the first set.
And Chloe Ritzesender, the reigning GNAC Defensive Player of the Week, playing the offensive role right there with the strong attack straight to the floor. She's got 2 kills.
Central Washington had 3 set points, but we are tied here. And Daya puts it in her own hands. Central Washington up 25-24. They are at set point again.
Huge serve coming here. And it's going to be Kaufman back there.
Cross court over to Gunterman. Remsburg. Kaufman hits it into the net. And we are tied here at 25.
Vikings with a shot at it. They're going to put the logo in back to serve it. And the longest first set that we've seen here today.
Longest overall set.
That too.
Although matches have gone past the 5 sets, nothing has gone past that mark. Steyer's is right there. And Daya goes for the kill, and she gets it. Sends it right through. Another set point for Central Washington. It's going to be their 5th set point. Shaughnessy Fisk, the sophomore, is in there to serve.
And Chloe Ritzesender, who's just 3rd in Division II for blocks per set, just unable to get a clean one right there.
Almost on the line, Aliaga over to Gunterman, who sends it through. It is blocked and back, and Central Washington takes the first set. Just that for drama. Central Washington on their 5th set point finally puts it away. But this has been a microcosm of the entire day for this first set. But Central Washington takes a first set thriller, 27-25, set number 2 in just a couple minutes. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by home.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
And welcome back to the 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament here in Bellingham, Washington. Match number 4 of day number 1, the last quarterfinal matchup. This one is going to determine who goes to the semifinal tomorrow at 7:30 to face Cal State LA. Vikings coming back, down 24-21. Central Washington failing to put them away in 4 set points, but on the 5th one finally did so, winning at 25. But Zach, the first set.
Yeah, it was a really evenly fought match from both sides. Same amount of kills, hitting percentage both at 130 and 136, that is. Same amount of attack errors. Central Washington just had 2 more aces, but the Vikings did outblock them, but what made the difference was the Vikings' errors. 3 reception errors and 1 ball handling error as well. Tia Ndaya and Emma Dowd-Hebert for Central Washington were really well. Dowd-Hebert, 5 kills on a 455 hitting percentage with 2 block assists, gives her 6 points to lead the match in that category. Tia Ndaya as well with 6 assists and 4 kills to her name as well. Vikings need to get it rolling though, need to give it going. To Heilborn, Gunterman, both with 4 kills. They've been successful so far, and they got to continue to do that.
And Abby May is going to start this set with the serve. Wildcats jump on top, 1-0 early. Alyssa Smith with the kill. Alyssa Smith is also going to serve. That one goes long. Vikings will take it. We're tied here at 1. Tupelo Logo coming in. She's going to probably serve here, coming in for Kepley.
And that right there is something that we didn't see for both teams, is the service errors. Vikings only having 1 and Central only having 2. So clean serves, but not so clean attacks.
Logo knuckles it over. Out of system play. And that one deflected and goes out. So Gunterman with the kill. Vikings up 2-1.
And it's been a while since we've seen Gabby Gunterman be the star of offense here at home at Wiku Court. She's really found herself putting herself in that role, leading the team, veteran presence in the postseason.
Aliaga over to Ritzesender. Has to just tap it over, and that's good reaction by Aliaga, and Lulogo just taps it over. Cross court on the attack and dug out by Heilborn. Aliaga over to Gunterman. Stiers right there with another dig. And Daya sends it through. And that's what makes Tia and Daya so vital for Central Washington, her ability to do pretty much everything on the court.
Yeah, I mentioned before, GNAC career triple-double record holder, and it shows with her 2.59 kills, 5.4 assists per set, as well as adding 183 digs on the year, so putting herself in that position to be successful on any sort of offense and defense.
And another good dig after a good serve by Ndaya. The net play has been fantastic by Central. Daoud Heber puts it away. Wildcats 2 straight points, up 3-2.
And Daoud Heber, she leads the nation in blocks per set at 155. Also 202 kills though for herself, so finds herself right there. She also has a 375 hitting percentage.
And Heber sends it over again. Wildcats up 4-2, and they're riding the momentum from set number 1.
She's just winding up and firing that over to the Vikings, attempting blockers, and they're not able to get it cleanly, and it's just ricocheting back onto their own side.
Gunterman again, but they are reading Gunterman like a book on her attacks. Ritzesender.
Looked like it went off the net.
That's what I was thinking as well. So Coach Ndaya probably will challenge this if the point goes to the Vikings. But that one dug out by Kaufman. As that one is sent through. (5-2). Tia Ndaya is going to serve again. Vikings tried to take away the momentum. As that one was on the net for what felt like a second. So that is a service error by Ndaya. Vikings will take that point. Gunterman is going to serve. Mid-serve, Gunterman, right in the middle. Ndaya. That one was over to Thorne, and Thorne puts it away. The Wildcats, ever since halfway through the first set, have really been dominating.
Yeah, and Kylie Thorne right there, as you mentioned, with the kill. She picked up an honorable mention nod in the GNAC for the first team. Was not selected, but honorable mention.
And Ritzesender sends it through. Wildcats up to 6-4. Woodruff is going to serve here. Midway serve, sends it way long. You could tell right off the bat on that one. Wildcats up by 3.
Now a service error is never a good thing, but especially when the Vikings are trying to get something going and establish themselves on a run, you really cannot afford to do it. You need those good serves. Kind of like what Central Washington has been providing all game so far is what it seems.
And Heilborn hits it long. 8-4, Wildcats with the lead.
Vikings need to shake this off right here. Danger of going down big.
Stiers is going to serve.
Vikings just haven't been super successful on the offensive attack as they usually are.
Heilborn tries to go for the corner, and Daya's right there. Stiers out of system play. Kaufman hits it over. Aliaga tapped over by Marisic. Smart move by the senior. She found an open spot on the court, and that's where she hit it. So Vikings are down 3.
Marisic's 3rd kill on the match.
Aliaga with the serve. Hits the top of the net, but gets it over. Another good dig by Woodruff, but that one's going to go out of bounds. Remsburg in the match now to replace Payne. You see on this replay, Woodruff timed it good, but went over the net and out of bounds. Wildcats up 9-5 here. And Remsburg is going to serve it. Looked like that one could have gone out of bounds. Kepley goes for it, deflected. Steyer's right there to dig it out. Remsburg over to Andaya, tries to push it to the corner. Gunterman reads it. Aliaga over to Kepley again, uses the power. And that one dug out by Thorne, tapped over by Smith, and that's a good dig. Out of system play over to Heilborn. Thorne right there. Remsburg cross court. Gets it over to Kaufman, dug out by Woodruff at the net. Andaya out of system play. Remsburg over to Kaufman, blocked. And that one goes out of bounds. So Central Washington up 10-5, and we're going to go to a timeout. Wildcats winning the first set 27-25, and they're up in the second 10-5. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back. West Regional Tournament here in Bellingham, Washington. Central Washington taking on Western Washington in the first round here. Quarterfinals. Winner will take on Cal State LA tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. pending the first match between Cal Poly Pomona and Chaminade. They're going long. Kepley on the attack, and that one is dug out by Thorne. Remsburg over to Smith, and she sends it in. So coming out of the timeout, Vikings are unable to get a point as Kepley sends it through, but Thorne does a great job of digging it out. 11-5. Remsburg is going to serve again. Wildcats on a 3-0 run right now. Heilborn sends it, and it's blocked at the net. And the Wildcats are just dominating.
I mean, this is what the Wildcats do. They're ranked 4th in Division II with 2.5 blocks per set as a team. Second amongst West Region teams in that same category.
Devin Ostrich, the redshirt freshman, in the match. We saw Coach Diane Flick-Williams do this earlier in the season against Alaska Anchorage. As Heilborn sends it through, 12-6, Central Washington still with the lead.
Going back to Devin Ostrich also. Ostrich, excuse me, sorry. So used to the wrong pronunciation that we had gotten all year wrong. So back in the game against Central Washington, she stepped into a prominent role after Gabby Gunterman went down with that injury, and she found herself getting 16 kills in that game.
Aliaga over to Kepley, sends it to Flex. Great hustle by Thorne, but 2 straight points by the Vikings. And Coach Diane Flick-Williams not afraid to change things up if things aren't working. Heilborn serving it again, and that's a good serve, and she's going to get the ace. 3 straight points for the Vikings. And although they didn't involve Ostrich, it's happened since she came in. Heilborn, another good serve. Kaufman right there, though. Remsburg. Andaya at the net. Aliaga. Out of system play. Over to Ostrich. Dug out by Steyers. Remsburg. Over to Kaufman. She puts it in the middle of the court. She gets the point. Wildcats up 13-8.
and Ashley Kaufman. This Wildcats team is structured in such a fantastic way where you have Kaufman being that offensive force, Dowdy Bear leading on the defense, then Tia Daya kind of playing in the middle, doing it both. Makes for a insanely talented 1-2-3 attack that Central Washington has established, and they have showed out in this game so far.
Abby May serving it for the Vikings. Midway serve, right on the line, Kaufman hits it. Remsburg over to Thorne, changes it up, but Ritzender's right there. Remsburg over to Andaya, tries to go for the corner, and she gets it. Actually, check that goes out of bounds. I guess I don't know what the official flag up obviously means out.
Yeah, up means out.
Let's see this replay. And that's a good eye by Aliaga. That one goes long. Stiers on the attack. That's a good dig by Aliaga. Out of system play, Ritzenender, but that's unfortunate. She gets a double hit. And you're going to see that a lot when outside hitters have to do that out of system play. Marisic comes in for Abby May. Vikings were in a good position to cut the lead to 2, but to no avail as Shaughnessy Fisk is going to serve for the Wildcats.
A little eager on the serve there.
Fisk did not get the approval of the ref. Now she got it. And it hit the antenna, but how did it hit the antenna? So it's going to be point Vikings because it looked like Ostrich hit it over, maybe deflected off a Central Washington player and then hit the antenna, but let's see what happens here. It's actually not what happened. They're going to talk about this one. It looked like Ostrich did not get it over the net and then it hit the antenna. So even though there is a challenge that could happen, the officials want to see what they want to rule on the court because that will make a difference when it comes down to the challenge. We're in set number 2. Central Washington leads 1-0, and they lead at the moment 14-11, but if they overturn this, it will be 15-10.
Yeah, and the Wildcats looking towards a successful postseason maybe appearance right here. This is their 10th straight appearance that they've appeared in the postseason, going against, of course, their cross-state rival, Western Washington University. They'd love to come into the home court of Western and try and take this game away from them, but Vikings won't go down without a fight. We know that. But Central has played a really phenomenal game so far, really holding the Vikings to nothing offensively as Central Washington is out-hitting them as well as having more kills and forcing more attack errors. It's really been a phenomenal performance. You got to give it the credit to Central Washington. Vikings have to come back, and somehow they're looking for anything. They subbed in Devin Ostrich to try and get some life off there.
The call is overturned, but after the replay that me and Zen saw, it looked like that was the right call. And what was tough about that one was the one who made the call was the one official who had the best look at it. So I think that's what Coach Diane Flick-Williams is talking to the official about, is how a call can be overturned by somebody who didn't have as good of a look at it. But what we saw here on the replay is that it was the right call. So good job by the officials to clear it up. But that is a tough break for the Vikings. Kepley sends it through, and Daya right there. Great job by Ritzesender, send it back. Set over. Kepley, Aliaga over the Ritzesender. She sends it through. So the Vikings again, are trying to claw back into this second set, just like they did in the first. It was a little too late. Vikings started out very hot in set number 1, up 10-5, also up 13-8. But since that moment, Central Washington has been in control, besides a mini run at the very end of the set. That's going to be an ace by Tupu Lologo. And then the Vikings are going to need her to serve incredibly well from here on out.
Yeah, that's what they've relied on her to do, come into that role as well as provide that back line, digging it out and keeping plays alive, but serving is her main specialist role.
That one goes way long. Asking for the deflection, they're not going to get it.
No debate on that one, I think.
And Daya goes for it. Yep, did not look like it touched a Viking player. So 3-0 run for the Vikings, trying to take this second set here, tie it back up. Another good serve by Lologo, but a great job by Central Washington to handle it. Daoud Heber gets the kill. And Daya's going to serve, and she's been serving it well so far today against the Vikings. She's been really changing it up. But Ritzasander sends it through. And so far in this match, that's been what's been working.
Yeah, and oftentimes for the Vikings, their successful attacks have come from the middle of the court rather than their outside hitters. They're kind of shutting down those outside edges when Gunterman was out there. But Ritzasander has found success over and over again from that middle spot. See if they keep going to her.
Ostrich with the serve. Thorne gets it. Another good dig. And Heilborn tries to send it to the back. Stiers is right there. Payne out of system play. Woodruff over the Heilborn. That one is dug out. Thorne again tries it. Deflects it in. Wildcats up by 3 now.
Wildcats still holding on to that solid lead. That one deflected off Aliaga, who was playing up front right there. We've seen her get a few blocks, but just off the fingertips of her and away from any of her backline defenders, unable to dig it out. Central holds strong.
Tapped over by Ritzasander, and Stiers is all over the court. And Ritzasander sends it through. And Chloe Ritzasander now has 6 kills to her credit with a team high. Also with a 666, actually 600 hitting percentage. Woodruff is going to serve.
Yeah, and Ritzasander in the last home match where they faced Central, 14 kills, 565 hitting percentage, so going for similar stats in this one.
And if the Vikings want to try to take this second set, they're going to need to stop Daoud Heber at the net. She now has 9 kills, 18 attempts too, a 556 hitting percentage. Stiers with the serve right into the net. That one, you can tell right off the bat, so a tough break for Central. And Olivia Fairchild for the first time is coming into the match. Marisic is out, so is Tupu Lologo. Kepley also back in. Malia Aliaga is going to serve. And Fairchild, the last couple seasons with a lot of playing time, but has been out consistently with injuries, mainly concussion protocol. As that one blocked at the net. Heilborn and Fairchild right there. Central Washington now clings to a 1-point lead. Heilborn, great timing on that one.
Vikings are looking to change the narrative this season. They only have 5 losses on the year, and after dropping the first set, 4 of those losses have come in those games.
And Smith bounces right back. And Zen, what Central Washington has done since the beginning of that first set is they've done a great job of really holding the Vikings from going on deep runs.
Yeah, they're just shutting it down with stellar defense and replying with their own set of really phenomenal offense.
And that's a good eye as Remsburg hits it long.
We saw back in that first set, Central Washington went on a 9-3 run. Vikings haven't came close to any run of that length at least. But they have a chance.
Not since the start of the first set.
Yeah.
Because that one is an ace by Heilborn. I think there was a little bit of indecision by Thorne whether or not to hit it or let it go. And we are tied here at 19 when we go to a break. Set number 2. Wildcats up 1-0. We'll be right back.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
And welcome back to the 2022 West Regional Tournament here at Western Washington University. Coming out of a timeout, Vikings trying to take this second set. Central Washington trying to go up 2-0. Heilborn right before the timeout with the service ace. Remsburg right there. Kaufman goes for the attack. Heilborn right there. Aliaga over to Kepley, and that is blocked and sent back. Alyssa Smith and Kaufman at the net. And from the reaction, it didn't look like she thought she did it, but she did.
Gabby Kepley just unable to get it rolling here for this Vikings offense. Only 2 kills with 14 attack attempts.
Ostrich, Heilborn to Ostrich, and that is blocked and sent back. 2 straight points coming out of the timeout for the Wildcats.
And that timeout killed that momentum that the Vikings had, at least that's what it seems, and they need to regain that. They're in danger of going down 2-0.
Coach Mario Ndaya, one of the best coaches in GNAC history, knowing when and where to call timeout as Thorne tries to get it, but they're going to get the Vikings for touching the net. Coach Diane Flick-Williams is going to call timeout on a 3-0 run, try to salvage this second set. We're going to keep things here.
So Western Washington University comes into this second in the GNAC, second in the West, 8th nationally. Central Washington just missing the nationally ranked poll, but 7th seed here with a 16-10 record. Just snuck their way into the postseason, but they're proving that they deserve to be here, taking on a really tough team in the Western Washington University Vikings, and they have been phenomenal first and second set, out-hitting the Vikings as well as out-killing them. Both teams with the same amount of blocks and digs, so both playing defensively well, but the Vikings just way more errors than Central Washington. We've seen the Vikings have some ball handling errors. They've got 2 of those, and Central Washington is capitalizing on them and going on these deep runs that the Vikings can't answer. And when they do, Central Washington immediately shuts it down and goes on a run of their own, and that's what's made the difference.
Coming out of the timeout here, Central Washington 3 points away from taking the second set here. Go up 2-0. And anything can happen, of course. But going up 2-0 will be huge for Central Washington. Being 1 set away from overtaking the Vikings here.
When these 2 teams went into a 5-set match out in Ellensburg, it was Western Washington taking the first 2 sets and Central that bounced back to push it to a 5th. So no team ever out of it fully until it's over.
Tapped over by Fairchild. And I think it's going to be 4 hits, and it's not. I think it was on the block, cross court, over the ostrich, and she gets it. Great job by the Vikings coming out of the timeout with a point. Abby May coming in to serve. Fairchild out. Woodruff out as well. Ritz send her back in. Heilborn and Gunterman both with 5 kills each. Ritz sender with 6. May with a good serve. Great job right there, deflected. Great job by Heilborn. And that is a fantastic block at the net again by Alyssa Smith. Solo block. And the Wildcats now 2 points away from taking this second set.
And that was what was working for the Vikings, and even the Chloe Ritzesender attack from the middle gets shut down right there. Central Washington and Alyssa Smith playing that great defense.
Vikings in familiar territory from set number 1. Having to go on a run in order to save it. Shaughnessy Fisk with another good serve. Heilborn deep. Pretty good attack though. Vikings now on the attack. Ritzesender taps it over, but that was read perfectly by Thorne and Ndaya. Ndaya again on the attack, and she's gonna get it. So 24-20, and the Wildcats are on a set point.
And Tia Ndaya, 6 kills, 12 assists, 10 digs. I mentioned she gets those triple doubles, approaching that with a .308 hitting percentage.
Crowd trying to will this Viking squad back in the match as Ostrich sends it through. Still a lot of work to be done here. Second set point for Central. The Vikings are going to need some good serves by Tupilologo, who's been Vikings' best server this year, her alongside Abby May. Heilborn has also been incredibly good at the serve. That one was handled perfectly by Kaufman, and that's how the second set's going to end. 25-21, Central Washington takes this second set. We're going to go into this third set. Central Washington in full control here. Vikings, they're able to come back and win this right back.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours. In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela Burgess. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
And welcome back to match number 4 in the 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament here WeCu Court on the campus of Western Washington University. I'm Sean Church alongside Zen Hill. Central Washington taking on Western Washington. And it might be shocking to some, not really shocking to us. We know how good Central Washington is and always gives Western Washington a pretty good fight. But with that being said, here at WeCu Court, Central Washington is up 2-0, winning that last set 25-21, winning the first set 27-25. Vikings are on the ropes here, unfamiliar territory, although they were on the ropes earlier this season against Alaska Anchorage here at WeCu Court, but they did go on to lose that match as well. But Zen, let's go over some stats from the first two sets.
Yeah, and so far, pretty close match between these two, but Central Washington took off in that second set and really was a lot more dominant than we saw in the first set, which went, of course, 27-25. They took a 25-21 victory instead, hitting .333 and holding the Vikings to the game low so far of 103 hitting percentage. And Central Washington responded to the Vikings, great defense with their own block party of 4 blocks to the Vikings 2. And despite the Vikings 3 service aces, the errors on the attacks, service errors and ball handling errors all led to what was the Vikings' loss in that second set. And they have to bounce back here, 1 set away from being eliminated in this West Regional tournament that they are hosting, and they'd want to play tomorrow and Saturday, so they got to play a good next 3 sets, win 3 straight if they want to advance to play Cal State LA tomorrow at 7:30.
And if you're Central Washington, you want to put the Vikings away in this set. You don't want it to go 4th and even a possible 5th. They know how tough this Viking squad is. Viking squad know how tough this Wildcat squad is.
And especially when they get rolling, too. Either one of these teams is pretty unstoppable to stop them from the momentum that they gain. So Central trying to close it out.
And a great hustle play. Ostrich just has to bump it over. And Daya sends it through. Tia and Daya, again, showing how versatile she is. She now has 7 kills to her credit, but she also has 12 assists and 11 digs, so she's on her way to a potential triple-double. Haven't seen one of those in a while here. Fairchild gets it right through. Fairchild now on the board. And I know the senior really wants to be out there. And it's tough to see her when she got injured because she was rolling herself. Fairchild not getting a ton of playing time as Heilborn gets the ace. But going back to what I was saying, Fairchild not getting a lot of playing time in her freshman and sophomore season, but stepping in her junior season, winning a couple GNAC Player of the Weeks offensively. Also very good at the net. 3-1. It's now 3-2. Vikings with the lead. Payne comes in for Remsburg, and then Daya's going to serve.
And to put it in this perspective, this Central Washington performance, if they do go on to win, last 10 matchups between these teams, it's a 9-1 record in favor of the Vikings. Only 1 loss coming last season in Ellensburg with a 3-1 loss.
And Kepley trying to get herself going. Abby May back in the match. Ritza Sender also in the match. Fairchild out. Woodruff out. Abby May's going to serve.
Vikings also haven't been swept by Central Washington since 2005.
And I believe that 2005 squad for Central, one of the best in school history. Tapped over. Fantastic finesse. As Fairchild is coming in for the rotation, but Woodruff will be actually in. So Thorne serving down 1. Woodruff, Aliaga, over to Kepley, dug out by Stiers. Stiers now with 15 digs to her credit, 16 now. Tapped over by Ostrich. A little bit of a missed opportunity for the Vikings there, trying to go on the offensive, but Heilborn comes through. Vikings up 5-3. Tupulogo is going to come in to serve.
Kylie Heilborn in this set already an ace, and then gets the kill right there to give her 6 on the match to go along with her 3 aces and 14 digs as well. She's responsible for 10 points. That's the most of the Vikings and the most of the game aside. Dowd Bear with 13.
That's a good serve by Lulogo, but the give and go to Kaufman. She hits it long, asking for the deflection. They're not going to get it. We're going to see another challenge, though, because why not?
Trying to shut down another Viking potential run here would be from this challenge.
Coach Mario and Daya.
So you mentioned earlier Hannah Stiers, 17 digs in this match. She was another one of the honorable mentions for the GNAC first team, averaging 4.44 digs per set, playing that libero spot, 444 team leading digs. She's also the reigning GNAC Defensive Player of the Year. So a great talent that just adds to this stacked young Central Washington team. Of course, Stiers only being a sophomore has a bright future ahead with this Central Washington team as much as the other roster as well. And Western Washington University up in this set, but a potential swing back if this is to be overturned, as the Vikings are trying to build a decent lead against a Central Washington team that has held them down. Chloe Ritzesender and Heilborn with 6 kills both for the Vikings. And although we haven't seen Dowd Bear in this set so far be as dominant as before, she has 12 kills on the match for a 600 hitting percentage.
And that's the thing for Central Washington. Overall hitting percentage only 237, but there's a number of players on the team, 3 for that matter, actually 2, who have a handful of digs. Check that, a handful of kills rather, with a good percentage, so take advantage when they come. Also, being good at the net. Each team has 10 block assists. This is a long replay here, but looks like they're going to make a decision. Again, it's very hard to overturn a deflection. So let's see what happens here. And it stands. So a break for the Vikings. I guess we wouldn't call it a break here as much as just a call that did go their way. Replay is usually something that is used when there's some discrepancy, but there also has to be indisputable evidence to overturn it. And since we've had replay here at Wiku Court, it seemed that way. I always bring it up. It's not the NFL. Lulogo with the serve. On the attack, Kaufman, Lulogo right there. Aliaga over the Ritzesender, hits the corner.
Chloe Ritzesender being their main force on the offensive attack in this game. Unfamiliar for her, as it's usually Heilborn or Gunterman taking that role, but she stepped up. 7 kills on a 429 hitting percentage. She's been the most efficient for the Vikings as well.
On the attack, Payne taps it over, but Aliaga's right there, out of system play. Gets it over to Ostrich, and she sends it through. So the Vikings, for the first time since the beginning of set number 1, with a sizable lead.
And the logo showing off that experience she gained in that setter role when Aliaga went down, setting it up right there.
And we're going to go to a break here. We're in the 3rd set. Central Washington leads 2-0, but the Vikings are up 8-3 here in the 3rd.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
And we're back here at the 2022 West Regional Tournament here in Bellingham, Washington, Wiku Court. Vikings down 2-0 against the Wildcats, but they are up 8-3 here. And Zen, I would say that, or I guess I wouldn't say that they've woken up this set, because that kind of implies that they weren't playing well, that Central Washington hasn't been playing incredibly well themselves, but they have been executing better.
Yes, and I think that's what's made the difference so far. We've seen the Vikings miss on a lot of their attacks in those first two sets, but now kind of finding their stride, dialing it back in and being able to avoid that stellar Central defense has been what has made the Vikings so successful in this set.
Aliaga cross court to Ostrich, and she sends it through, but that's a great dig by Thorne. Daya also keeps it alive, Coffin right there. Aliaga over to Ritzesender, she sends it, and it goes out of bounds on the block attempt. So Vikings now up 9-4.
There's another kill for Chloe Ritzesender. 8 on the day, and they're just going to keep feeding her if she keeps finding success.
And in Ritzesender's time here, she's always been someone who's been a consistent player, known a little bit more for her defense. Not a bad offensive player, but not someone that usually leads the team in kills. The Vikings are going to try to do anything they can and go with whatever works, just like Central Washington has, feeding Daoud Hebert. Sorry. Aliaga cross court to Heilborn, and she gets it through. That was a tough one for Heilborn to get through. So fantastic play by the senior. As you can see here, Smith and Indaya right there at the net. Vikings are up 10-5. Woodruff is going to serve. Midway serve for her. Stires is right there. Remsburg cross court to Kaufman. And kept alive. And it blocked again. But Central Washington gets the point as that one goes out of bounds. But that was good timing by Aliaga right there. So Kaufman gets the kill. She has 4. Actually, she has 5, rather. Heilborn gets another kill to her credit. Actually, that goes out of bounds. I might need to get my eyes checked.
We'll see right here if you do. Ooh, that was a close one.
That may have had a chance, but the play goes on, so the call on the court stands.
Seemed like it might have hit the line.
It looked like it from this angle, but a better replay angle. Aliaga over to Fairchild, who's back in the match for the Vikings. Thorne tries to tap it over. Tapped over, set over, living another day. And Daya on the attack. And a great hustle point, but Central Washington's going to get it. A little bit mishandled by Ostrich. Central Washington now on a 3-0 run. What was crazy about that prior attack error by Heilborn is that nobody really tried to question that.
Yeah, not even the bench.
A little bit surprising on that one.
Oh.
And that one is sent back, so an attack error by Fairchild. Vikings clinging to a 1-point lead here. Kaufman is serving it. Vikings just have to stay alive here. Pretty good attack by Ostrich, but Thorne on the attack. And that is blocked back. Good job by Fairchild. Dumped over. Good reaction. And Daya on the attack, and she hits it into the net. So the Vikings get a point now, up 11-9. Kepley in the match now. Tupulu logo out. Aliaga's going to serve. Aliaga with a tough serve. Good serve to start that. Thorne on the attack, though, and that is dug up by Ostrich. Aliaga rushes over. Sent back. A little bit of miscommunication. You don't see Aliaga try to bump set very often, but she had to. Heilborn keeps it alive. Ostrich sends it over. Remsburg gets it over to Thorne, and it's long. So Zen, just like we mentioned all day today, that's why you keep those plays alive.
Yeah, those long rallies, teams we've seen, you know, the ones that come out on top of it, stay in it the whole way, usually go on to win a lot of the matches that we saw today between these other West regional teams, and the Vikings right now prevail out of that one, looking to build on top of it as well.
Kepley, Aliaga, back to Kepley, taps it to the corner, and Stiers is right there. Stiers now with 20-plus digs to her credit. Aliaga tries to tap it over, kept alive by Fairchild, and somehow almost gets a good assist. But Central Washington keeps it alive. Kepley, Aliaga, back to Heilborn, deflected, and Stiers is right there again. Cross court, but a little bit of miscommunication, or at least a bad set. Either one, Vikings will take it, and they're up 13-9.
Back-to-back long rallies where the Vikings prevail. Just trying to rebuild that confidence for this team. And right there, sticking it out. You got to know that the Vikings are going to keep it going, hopefully.
Aliaga again serves it well, but that was handled very well by Kaufman. Ostrich right there. Aliaga over to Kepley. Dug out again by Kaufman. And Daya at the net. Blocked back. I thought that touched the net or didn't go over, but it looks like that was blocked. And good timing play, but again, Stiers digs it out. Impressive. Aliaga over to Kepley, tries it again, and another dig by Kaufman. Stiers keeps it alive. Central Washington, some fantastic defense. Aliaga, cross court to Heilborn. That one deflected, and again, Remsburg. And Daya right there, dug out by Heilborn. Aliaga over to Kepley, and this one is still alive at the net. Deflected. Kepley puts it away.
What a rally. I don't know how they were keeping half those plays alive. Some insane effort from both sides. And the Vikings prevail for the third time in a row on a long rally between the two sides.
And I'm actually not really sure what happened here. I thought the Vikings were going to go up 14-9, but they're actually going to get the Vikings with a net violation.
Oh, wow. And that's huge. That would have been a huge momentum.
So Kepley on the follow-through hit the net. Tough break for the Vikings. Let's not take away from how crazy of a rally that was.
Vikings get it right back, though.
Heilborn bounces back, and that's a good move by the veteran. The Vikings keeping their composure, because a play like that could really derail a team. Cross court, over to Thorne, sends it through. So Kylie Thorne, third in the team now with 6 kills. And Daya's going to serve. The Vikings are going to have to handle and Daya's serves. They've had a tough time today doing so. And Daya doesn't have an ace, but she has still served it incredibly well. And again, very tough, and she's right there. Stiers out of system play over the pane, and that one's going to go through. So 2 straight points. Vikings are now only up 2.
Heilborn just unable to dig that out there. Unusual, as in this game she has 15, which is second only behind Leah Aliaga, who has 18.
Daya serves it again. Pretty well handled. Fairchild right there. And that one is set. Actually bumped and over the net, so a point for the Vikings. Abby May in the game now, so is Ritza Sender. Fairchild out, Woodruff out. Abby May is going to serve. Abby May with a good serve there. And Daya over to Thorne. Dug out. Aliaga over to Kepley. Deflected and good reaction by Ostrich, but just has to tap it over. Great job to keep it alive. On the attack, Thorne blocked back. Stiers somehow keeps it alive. And we are saying her name over and over again. Ritza Center goes for it, and Daya. Stiers out of system play over to Payne. Sends it through.
Hannah Stiers.
25 digs.
With the one-handed tap, too, to keep it alive.
And she got credited for an assist there. Thorne is going to serve. And no matter the outcome of this match, Central Washington is showing they're going to be a force for years to come. But Ritza Sender wants to end it. One of 8 seniors. She now has 9 kills. .471 hitting percentage. Tupulalogo in the match now. She's going to serve. That was handled incredibly well by Daoud Hebert. As she dug that serve out, got the give and go, and just put it away. One of the quickest points we've seen.
And Hebert, someone that's been named Defensive Player of the Week twice, is leading the offense for the Wildcats with her 13 kills.
And she was stuck on 12 for a while, but made the 13 in a big way. And that one is dug out by Thorne. Payne sends it through. 16-15.
The Wildcats are hitting it hard, and the Vikings are just unable to have an answer when they really get to wind up.
And Gunterman is back in the match, the senior. All seniors on the court for the Vikings. No seniors on the court for Central because they don't have any. Heilborn tries to sit in the middle of the court, and Dye is right there. Stiers tapped over by Payne. Aliaga tapped over, and great job by Woodruff to save it, even though it looked like it was maybe going out of bounds. Kaufman sends it, and that's a great dig by Heilborn. Dug out Payne, and Daya over to Kaufman, tries for the corner, dug out by Heilborn. Cross court to Gunterman, hits it into the net.
Central Washington has battled back in this set to tie this up. Gabby Gunterman with the attacking error, her third of the game. Central with the momentum and in a good position here to take a lead.
And Stiers with the attack. Check that service error. So a point for the Vikings. Tough break, but Gunterman is serving. Gunterman, you had mentioned earlier, great career when it comes down to all aspects, but especially serving. That one was handled well, though. But Gunterman's right there to dig it out. Set over! Aliaga so good at doing that. And I think she fooled everybody, including us. Well, definitely us. I mean, definitely me.
She didn't even jump. It just added even more to the fake out.
Cross court, Kaufman on the attack. Hits the middle of the court. 18-17. Remsburg in the game now to replace Payne, and she's going to serve.
And this is what Central Washington has done well all night. They just answer right back with a strong attack. Hit straight into the court, and the Vikings only up by 1.
That one looked like it was going to go long, but then it just died. And Ritza Sender hits it through. I wasn't sure exactly what happened there. I thought it was blocked or maybe hit the net. Blocked and out of bounds. Ritzesender continues to have a great match. Really willing these Vikings. 10 kills. Woodruff with another good serve as it goes deep. Remsburg, and that one's blocked and sent back.
That was Aliaga and Fairchild. So the setter getting up there, Aliaga. And don't be fooled, even though she stands at 5'7", she can get up there with the likes of our 6'2" Fairchild.
I'm not sure if we have a stat on this, but she's got to be up there for the most blocks for a setter. And that one is sent back. And you know the Vikings are pumped up when they start pushing each other. We're going to go to a timeout. Vikings lead this third set 21-17. Central Washington is up 2-0. We'll be right back.
Dear college sports,
There's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
we've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
And welcome back. 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament. Maybe that's why I almost have a lost voice, is because I've said that 72 times. Vikings leading the Wildcats here in this third set, 21-17. Wildcats winning the first two sets, though. So the Wildcats trying to sweep here. Vikings trying to force a fourth and a possible fifth set. And I'd mentioned after the second set, the Vikings are to come back here. It would be one for the ages, of course. Not just because of the comeback, but given the opponent.
Given the situation, too.
And Central Washington trying to prevent that from happening, whether it be this set or the next. Woodruff coming out of the timeout with a good serve. Hard to handle, tapped over by Kaufman. And Woodruff comes out of nowhere. Sent through by Fairchild, and she sends it. And then what we're seeing here is Fairchild starting to really come into her own in this match.
Yeah, trying to return to that groove that she established herself into for the start of the season. Kind of got cut off through that concussion and then had to work her way back into the starting lineup. Showing shades of what we saw in this match so far.
Another good serve by Woodruff. Vikings are on a 4-0 run. Vikings at the net to send it back. Vikings are up 23-17. Woodruff is going to serve again. Vikings for the first time tonight actually in very good position to take a set. Hard to say as that serve goes into the net. So service error by Woodruff. Vikings still up by 5. Kaufman is going to serve.
And that's something right there that Vikings have not done in this game so far, is make service errors. Only 3 now compared to Central's 9.
Aliaga over to Fairchild, and that one is dug out by Kaufman. Thorne on the attack, taps it over. Heilborn's right there. Aliaga over to the Gunterman, who tries to set in the middle of the court, almost does so. Vikings now on the attack, dumped over, and a fantastic reaction. Keeping it alive. Heilborn on the attack, dug out again by Kaufman, sent over. Give and go, Heilborn taps it over, and she gets it. Vikings for the first time tonight are at set point. They had a chance to be at set point in the first set, losing at 27-25. Not as close in the second, losing at 25-21, but they're up 24-18, trying to force a fourth and even a fifth set. Aliaga, good serve to start it. Remsburg over to Ndaya, and that one's blocked. but it was like a trapeze act on the net as it goes out of bounds. Shaughnessy Fisk is going to serve here, as you can see here. Actually, it wasn't nearly as long as I thought it was. Aliaga over to Fairchild, sends it through. Kaufman again, all over the court. Thorne right there, and that's blocked at the net. Woodruff digs it out. Aliaga, Kepley to end it. She doesn't, and it's blocked and sent back. Daoud Hebert with the block. Vikings again at set point. They're on their third set point.
And we saw Central Washington sit at set point in that first one. Then the Vikings climbed back. Central trying to repeat that.
Shaughnessy Fisk, the good serve. And that's a great save by Aliaga, but now Central's on the offensive. Aliaga over to Fairchild, just taps it over, sends it back, and she gets it! Olivia Fairchild, who did not start this match, but came into play halfway through, ends it for the Vikings. And we're going to go to set number 4, because why not? 11:08 p.m. here. This match is still going on, but we're going to go to a 4th set. Central Washington still up 2-1. We'll be back.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby. Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by Hall.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
To them, the whole world looks like an opportunity, one to be seized, built upon, and made better for their sport and the people around it. To student athletes, every opportunity is a chance to change what could be and show the world what opportunity can do.
And welcome back to the 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament here in Bellingham, Washington, the campus of Western Washington University in Weeku Court. I'm Sean Church alongside Zen Hill. We've been with you all day. It's been a fun day. We're tired, but it's a good kind of tired because we've seen some fantastic volleyball. 4th match of the day. All 4 matches going at least 4 sets, including the first 2 going 5 sets. We're going into this 4th set here. Vikings taking the 3rd set, 25-20. Central Washington still up 2-1, but let's go over some stats from the first 3 sets.
Yeah, so right there in that 3rd set, it's not like anything really changed from both sides. I mean, we saw exactly what we expected. Both teams are playing really well, holding each other to some low hitting percentages. It's just that the Vikings ended up sticking out some of those long rallies and getting their attacks actually on point, limiting their attack errors, led to them getting the victory in that set. And really, Chloe Ritzesender, she's came alive in double-digit kills with a .474 hitting percentage. I mean, That's what she's done all season. 2.9 kills per set on a league best, 383 hitting percentage. That's in the GNAC, of course. She's been the star so far, as well as Aliaga making her presence felt on the net, as well as diamond dropping, and Heilborn always being consistent. And towards the end right there, Fairchild really dialing in what we saw from her in the first half of the season.
Aliaga starting this set. Tapped at the net, Fairchild right there. And that is dug out again by Stiers, as that one goes wide. So the Vikings with a quick point to start this set. Exactly what they want. Aliaga is going to serve again.
And Hannah Stiers, I mean, all day we've seen, you know, the team leaders and digs for each team that we've, you know, the 6 other squads we've seen tonight get into some 30 ranges, but Hannah Stiers has just seemed more impressive, you know, her effort keeping those hard balls alive that are hard hit from the Vikings.
And the digs, as Kepley sends it through, Vikings up 2-0, but going back to Stiers, it's not just the amount of digs that she's had, it's how and when she's got them. 28 digs to her credit. The Vikings are up 2-0 here in the 4th set, trying to force a 5th. And Daya sends it wide. So the Vikings keeping up with the momentum from set number 3. Aliaga's going to serve again. Another good serve by Aliaga. Kaufman taps it over, and she gets it. Looks like maybe a miss hit, but she'll take it, and she's going to serve. Seven kills for Kaufman. Not the best hitting percentage, but
13 digs that have been really impressive, too, on that back line for her.
And an ace now to her credit. So she is the first Wildcat player to have an ace, with the exception of Shaughnessy Fisk, who has 3. Fairchild sends it over. Good reaction by Heilborn, but that's 3 straight points by the Wildcats to jump right back into it. We're tied here at 3.
Vikings had that 3-0 start to start this set. And Central has done a really good job answering and kind of muting that momentum they were trying to carry from the set victory.
Aliaga over to Heilborn, and Heilborn continues to struggle on the attack. She does have 9 kills, but an uncharacteristic hitting percentage of .071. Kaufman on the serve. Heilborn again. She puts it away this time. We're tied at 4. Heilborn now with 10 kills. She is responsible for 14.5 points, showing how good she is overall with 3 aces and 18 digs. It's more on the offensive end that's uncharacteristic. But she's going to serve here. Vikings have 5 aces, 3 of them by Heilborn, 2 of them by Lalogo. And that's what makes Heilborn so important for the Vikings, is even on a match where she's not necessarily dominating in one aspect, she's dominating in another. Another good serve. This one handled well by Central on the attack, and Daya, and that is dug out by Heilborn. Aliaga taps it over. Great job by Gunterman to get it over, and Daya again tries to tap in the middle of the court. Kepley gets it over the net. 2 straight points. That one was more of a trapeze artist one.
Yes, that one right there. Just a lucky roll right there, and Gunterman will take it to give her her 6th kill of this match.
Heilborn again with a good serve right at the net. Gunterman timed it perfectly. Vikings on the offensive. The give and go over to Kepley. Right back. Vikings on the offensive. And a great job getting to Fairchild. And it seemed like the first few points Fairchild played here tonight seemed a little off.
Yeah, she had the attack error on the hit that was on that right side, and then ever since then hasn't really looked back towards that. Improved since.
Looking like the Fairchild we've seen the last couple years, which is vital for the Vikings right now as that one goes long. So an attack here by Kepley.
And you had mentioned Fairchild in her junior year, of course, stepped into a prominent role. She got first-team GNAC honors in that 2021 season, as well as an honorable mention for the AVCA and D2CCA All-American team.
For the Vikings, up 6-5 now. Fisk, who has 3 aces, continues to serve it well. Gunterman at the net. That is dug out by Fisk. Kaufman tries to go for the middle court. She gets it. So we're tied here at 6. Kaufman now with 8 kills, 9.5 overall points. That's second. Actually, check that third on the team. And we're looking at another back and forth set here. Central trying to take this 4th set to move on. Vikings trying to force a 5th. Fairchild sends it through. And that timing is so critical for the Vikings. As we saw Aliaga timing it perfectly with Fairchild. They've been playing together. Given the red shirt, COVID season, 6 years now, timing that perfectly, and it's coming into fruition today, even for Fairchild, who has not played a lot lately. Tapped over, Aliaga right there. Rittisender over to Heilborn, tried to find the middle of the court. Stiers is right there. Tapped over to the corner, Heilborn. Aliaga tapped over again by Rittisender. Kaufman right there. Remsburg over to Thorne, deflected. Heilborn again digs it out. Good timing over to Kepley, gets it through. They're going to ask for a carry, and they're not going to get it. And we are tied here at 7. As we can see on this replay, and that was a good call by the officials to let that play go. And Daya is serving here, so the Vikings really need to handle her serves. They've had trouble all night. This one was handled pretty well. Gunterman sends it through!
A strong hit from her right there, making a statement. She had a really good start to this match. Was subbed out for Devin Ostrich. She comes back in now and finds herself getting 2 kills in this set already, and some crucial ones to add to her total of 7.
Tupula logo now in the match to serve. Handled well by Central. Thorne sends it through.
And Kylie Thorne quietly been providing to this Wildcats offense as well, with 8 kills as well. We've mentioned Ndaya, Dowdy Bear, and Kaufman. But Thorne performing just as well. Just hasn't been as efficient.
Dumped over by Aliaga. And then over the Thorne, dug out again. Timed perfectly. We're tied here at 8. Rittisender on the way down, dug out by Ndaya. Sent long.
And that's kind of what Kaufman has experienced all night. 8 kills on 33 total attack attempts. That gives her a .3 hitting percentage, and she misses right there as well. Wildcats could be dominating this game if she was hitting the right spots every time, but Dowdy Bear right there.
Dowdy Bear.
Having herself a night. 3 block assists, not as much as she's used to. Of course, leading Division II in blocks per set, but 14 kills, she'll take it with a .583 hitting percentage as well.
Stiers serving it. Good serve. Out of system play over the Heilborn, deflected right there. Cross court over to Kaufman, who sends it through. Wildcats now up 10-9.
Both teams just playing phenomenally well. Seems like neither one has the edge in this set so far. It's been very back and forth.
Just gets it over net. She's going to get the ace. Wildcats now up 11-9.
That'll
regaining that momentum.
Yeah, and that's Steyer's first service ace. 2-point lead.
Woodruff, Aliaga, cross court to Heilborn, and a great placement attack by Heilborn. She's got 11 kills now.
Heilborn, who's been a double-double machine this entire year, has one today as well with her 11 kills and 22 digs.
Payne sends it, and that is dug out by Gunterman. And they're going to get Lulogo with the double hit.
Second time that she's had that happen.
Payne out, Remsburg back in. Central Washington up 12-10.
Kylie Heilborn's season high for digs is 23. She's at 22.
Woodruff, Aliaga, over to Fairchild, and she sends it through. And it's weird to say that Fairchild, this match has become the unsung hero because we've seen her the last couple years do incredibly well, but given how the season ended with her injuries and being on concussion protocol, this is really the first match we've seen her get a lot of playing time in a while as Kaufman sends it through. 13-11, Wildcats with the lead. Kaufman to serve. Kaufman is serving. Good serve. Woodruff right there. Aliaga. Back to Fairchild. Tries to find the corner. Kaufman right there. Remsburg. Over to Ndaya. And that is blocked and sent back, but the play is not over. Fairchild almost celebrated as if it was. Did not affect the play by any means, though. Kepley goes for it. Sent right back. And it is 14-11, and Coach Diane Flick-Williams got to call a timeout. Talk things over, try to save, and regain the momentum. But Central Washington with a 3-point lead here in this fourth set. Quarterfinal matchup tournament. They're up 2-1, trying to take this against the Vikings. We'll be right back.
In NCAA Division II, community engagement is an initiative at all 25 national championships because student athletes want to give back while competing for a national title. Over the course of the year, Division II student athletes have an opportunity to leave a lasting impression in local communities throughout the country. Whether Division II student athletes are volunteering at hospitals, schools, after-school care programs, foster homes, or retirement villages, they make a difference in the lives of others. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back to the 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament here at Western Washington University, Weeku Court in Bellingham, Washington. Set number 4 here, match number 4, this quarterfinal matchup determines who's going to face Cal State LA tomorrow at 7:30 p.m. here. 5 p.m. match will be between Cal Poly Pomona and Chaminade. Chaminade taking out Alaska Anchorage earlier today, and Central Washington trying to do the same here, the Western. And if that's the case, Cal State LA will be the highest seed in the tournament. Vikings trying to prevent that from happening, force a 5th set, but Central Washington now in the lead. Coming out of the timeout. Tapped over, Heilborn right there. Aliaga cross court to Fairchild and dug out by Kaufman. Remsburg over the Thorn, sends it through, and she gets it.
And for the Vikings, who came into this match coming off a week where they won the GNAC Team of the Week, Central has looked like the better squad for the most part of this 4-set battle that has been between these two teams.
Right in the middle of the court, Steyers is right there. Thorne again, blocked at the net. Sent back over. And Daya sends it through. 16-11.
And the Vikings, a team that made it to the national semifinal back in 2021, just last year. To go down in the first round of the tournament would be shocking and unfamiliar waters for this Vikings squad that's been so successful in the postseason.
That one is blocked and sent back. Might see another timeout here, and we will. So Coach Diane Flick-Williams calls a timeout, talk things over. We're going to go to a break here. Wildcats 8 points away from advancing. We'll be right back.
Number 32, Kyle Hornsby.
Inside the 30. Touchdown. Michaela burns it. An incredible finish by home.
The NCAA and its member schools offer nearly 500,000 college athletes a path to go pro in something other than sports. Learn more at ncaa.org.
And welcome back here. Wildcats in the driver's seat, trying to take this quarterfinal match. This would be huge for the Wildcat program. Vikings winning 9 of the last 10 matches against Central Washington. They've all been pretty close, some sweeps, but if you look at the points of those sweeps, they've been pretty close. Last match, the Vikings won in 5 sets. Kepley on the attack. Remsburg over the Andaya, goes for the corner, and she hits it long. So the Vikings need those kind of breaks.
Much needed point coming out of the timeout right here. Vikings desperate need of a big run. They'll be looking to Callie Halborn, who's been serving it all great tonight for the Vikings.
Good serve by Heilborn. That was handled incredibly well and hit. I don't know if that was purposely or on an accident, but either way, Thorne gets the kill. I think from her laugh, it may have not been on purpose, but that doesn't matter. They'll take the point. Central Washington up 6. Shaughnessy Fisk with the service. Fairchild sends it through.
And as of late, that's been who the Vikings have really been relying on. She's been their only consistent force that keeps trying to crawl the Vikings and pull them back into this game. She's amassed herself 7 kills already.
And Abby May is going to serve it. Vikings down 5. They really need a run here to keep their season alive. Abby May sends it to the corner. That's already a good serve to start, so the Vikings on the offensive. Aliaga over to Ritza Center, but that was a great block at the net. Daoud Hebert at the net. I believe Thorne was also there. She was. And when points are going that way for your team, you might be on your way. Vikings set that up perfectly. A good serve by Abby May. And a good attack by Ritzesender. Gunterman sends it through.
Trying to ignite a fire under her teammates right there. Gunterman always coming up strong.
That was one of the hardest ones I've seen her hit in her tenure here. But Aliaga, Vikings' best server.
And for this Western Washington Vikings team, you mentioned 8 seniors, so it's leaving it all out the court in this game with a potential elimination.
And that's a great dig by Woodruff to keep alive. Gunterman tries to find it. Stiers again all over the court. But they're going to get And Daya with the double hit. 2 straight points. Vikings trying to claw their way back into this.
One of the rare times that Tia Daya has made a mistake tonight. She's amassed herself a triple-double with 10 kills, 20 assists, 16 digs. Also has 3 block assists.
And another good serve, but that one was handled well by Kaufman. On the attack, Thorne goes to the middle of the court. Gunterman, Aliaga, or Ritza Center just has to tap it over. Kaufman right there. And Daya over the pane, sends it through. Actually dug out by Heilborn. Over the Gunterman, sends it in! Right on the line.
What a strike.
Insane. 16 points for the Vikings, just 3 points behind Central. Another good serve. And a great job by Payne. That looked like it was a setup for a Viking attack, and Payne places it perfectly.
Central Washington has placed 4 players in double digits. And then there's also Payne sitting right outside with 7.
Gunterman continues her fantastic set, trying to stay alive here. Got all seniors on the court now for the Vikings. And they're playing for their lives right now, or their collegiate lives. That one knuckles over. And Daoud Hebert, with the kill. She has 15 kills. She leads both teams. Central Washington now, if they trade points with the Vikings, they're going to move on. So Stiers is going to serve. Stiers has been serving it well all match long. And that is a great bounce back by Ritzesender. Of course, Stiers was there, but that one just had too much power.
And yeah, Stiers, as you mentioned, was there as she always tends to be, but one of the rare times she hasn't been able to get a clean one off and keep it alive for Central.
Vikings down 3. Need some defensive plays here. And that is a good dig again, keeping it alive. Woodruff just has to bump it over. Stiers on the offensive. Central goes for Payne, deflected right there. Fairchild just has to tap it over on the tough set. And they're going to get in Daya with the double hit.
Again.
And that is a huge break for the Vikings. There's going to be a timeout on the floor by Coach Mario and Daya for Central. And we're going to go to a break here. Vikings down 2, trying to force a 5th set. Right back.
Dear college sports,
there's light at the end of the tunnel.
A return to normal, and all we love about sports.
You've instilled resilience, focus, and selflessness in us. We've put those lessons to work.
We've found strength and unity in each other.
You continue to take us places we never imagined.
You bring out the best in us.
So when we look forward, we see the light at the end of the tunnel.
We see a better world for all of us and for college sports.
In NCAA Division II, student athletes leave a lasting impression on their communities. That's because Division II student athletes want to make a difference and truly be part of their surrounding communities. Through community engagement, thousands of student athletes from various backgrounds interact with community members who view them as role models. This interaction leaves a positive and perhaps even life-changing impression on all those involved. In Division II, we rise to the opportunity and make community engagement ours.
And welcome back. 2022 Division II Women's Volleyball Championship Tournament. It has lived up to all the expectations. 2 5-set matches, followed by a 4-set match. That was just as close. Vikings trying to force the 3rd 5-set match here. Central Washington still with the lead. Woodruff serving it well. On the attack, Kaufman sends it through, dug out by Gunterman. Cross court, over to Heilborn, but she sends it long.
That's how it's been That's how it's gone for Heilborn in this match. Usually a very consistent offensive piece for this offense, but they fed her 49 attacks, and she's under 100 for her hitting percentage. She's got a .61.
Remsburg is going to serve for Central. Woodruff, Aliaga, over the Heilborn, and that one dug out. Out of system play. Kaufman tries to send it through, and a good reaction. Play goes on. Kaufman reels back and hits it long. Gonna ask for the carry. Not gonna get it. Not sure if that's even a challengeable play.
Similar story with Kaufman as I just explained with Heilborn. Just very hit or miss, inconsistent.
But just like Heilborn, both of them doing great on defense with digs. And great placement by Ndaya. Tia Ndaya, one of 3 juniors on the squad. So even though she's not a senior, she is an upperclassman, and that was a veteran move. Finding that corner of the court. Vikings have that one go long.
Good read by Woodruff.
Vikings taking advantage of some attack errors and some service errors. Also some setting errors by Central Washington, but Heilborn's going to serve. She's going to need to serve well to keep their season alive. That one was read perfectly. And Ndaya goes for it, dug out. Tapped over and sent right back by Alyssa Smith. And Central Washington now is at match point. Shaughnessy Fisk in there to serve. And that's who they want to serve as well. Vikings on the verge of an upset, although I wouldn't call it a huge one. Aliaga over to Gunterman, and that one was dug out by Kaufman, sent over to net. Aliaga back over to Gunterman, and their season stays alive with the kill. Stiers is back in the match, along with Smith.
And with one of the biggest serves on deck here for the Vikings with their season on the line, they're going to go to Abby May, who's found herself in that service specialist role, as we always mention. Service error earlier in the match. Needs a good one.
That one went for the corner. Deflected, Heilborn right there. Aliaga over the Ritzesender. Stiers right there. This is for the upset, and that's what happens. And just like that, Central Washington is moving on. I wouldn't say incredibly stunning or shocking. We know how good this Central Washington team is, but definitely a huge victory for the program. The Wildcats move on. They're going to face Cal State LA in the 7:30 match tomorrow. And congratulations to the Western Washington squad. 8 seniors leaving the program. Central Washington finally gets over that hump.
Yeah, and I was going to say, with the seniors leaving the program, and we mentioned Central Washington being such a young team, this game might represent a shift of power in the GNAC. Of course, we'll have to see next season if the Vikings can bounce back, but Central Washington season stays alive, and they're going to advance to play the number 3 seeded Cal State LA and try to upset them as well. So both top 2 seeds in the GNAC, Alaska Anchorage and Western Washington, who had phenomenal years, go down in the first round.
And just like that, Viking season is over. But Zen and I, or at least I will be back tomorrow at 5 p.m. Cal Poly Pomona will take on Chaminade in the 5 p.m. game. 7:30 match will be between Central and Cal State LA. As much as it's been a pleasure to call this season, was not how the Vikings wanted to finish. But with that being said, Central Washington gets over that hump and they beat their rival Vikings in 4 sets here. Got to give a lot of credit to the Wildcats. They stayed hungry. They bounced back after a 3rd set loss, winning it in 4 sets. And why don't we quickly go over some stats from that match?
Yeah, I mean, Central Washington, both teams are pretty evenly matched as we would expect between these two powerhouses in the GNAC, but Emma Dowd-Hebert, 16 kills on a 593 to end the match. Tia and Daya dropping a triple-double. Thorne ending up with 11 as well, and Kaufman also with 10. The offensive attack from the Wildcats was just too much for the Vikings, who were unable to counter as Ritza Center only had 11, and Heilborn with an ill-efficient 11 kills on 50 attacks. And Gunterman tried her best towards the end right there to rack up 11 as well with a 296, but just wasn't enough, and Central Washington is going to have to carry this momentum into the next round, and we'll see how far they can make it.
And I'm Sean Church alongside Zen Hill. Central Washington advances. Semifinals tomorrow, 5 p.m. and 7:30 p.m. Congratulations to the Vikings on a fantastic season once again, and good luck to the 8 seniors, but the Wildcats prevail. Have a good night.